Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, basically we're going to be taking a look at my favorite units in Dokkan Battle. Now this is not a formal video, it's not necessarily well scripted, it's my favorites. It doesn't mean they're the strongest ones, it means I like them the most. I'm going to try and keep it to like 2 or 3 per section, so I'm just going to do like extreme physical, super physical, etc. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to like more units than others. And like I said, it's not always about the strongest, it's about, my favorites and who I really like. And there's some that I'm going to go into more detail about, and some I'm not. And yeah, that's just basically it. So we'll start with extreme physical. Not a lot here. I think extreme physical is due like a good upgrade. I know Turles just came out, but like he's not really a big upgrade for me. Talking like a premium content LR. Yeah, Mega Shenron's pretty cool, but I think my favorite and probably the only one I'd say is one that I like really look to use in teams is extreme physical Janemba. He's just really cool, animations are cool, his kit is nice, he's really solid, he still works on a lot of teams, and he comes in clutch. He was a big component of my cooler team for a lot of events, especially extreme challenges, still is, and he's just cool, he's just rad. Janemba's just cool. The whole digitizing evaporation thing is just pretty cool. Mega Shenron's also quite solid, bit limited on his team. And Metal Cooler is also pretty cool, but I'd probably say Janemba's the only one I'd say is like a favorite. Then on the super physical side, there's like 3 guys here, and it's not going to surprise you that my favorite unit in the game is here. I think anyone who knows me knows that I love Trunks. He's my absolute favorite character, just always is. Trunks is just awesome. I love Trunks, I just dig him as a character, and this Trunks is great. I think he's awesome. Could his animations be better? I guess, yeah, they could be slightly better, especially the final slash. But honestly, like, I just dig him. I just do. It's just my favorite unit. It is what it is. Just his team's good, he's good, I like him. Same with Gohan. I know him not being Beast is a bit of an issue, and I know he has key problems. But I don't know, I've just used this guy so much, and I've used him on so many teams, and I've used him as a floater and a second slot. And yeah, basically he's just a great unit. Kid Goku is very much the same. A unit that kind of thrives in multi-positions. Every time I use him, I remember how good he is. And I love his animations. I love Dragon Ball. I know it's from the Path of Power movie. But still, I think it's great, and I really enjoy using him. So that's just something enjoyable. If we take a look at Piccolo, so physical Piccolo, I think he's an honorable mention, much like MVP 17. I do like using them, but they're just not favorites of mine. They're not units that I love to build teams around. They're great units I put on teams that I'll probably build around other units that are my favorites. On the extreme strength side, I think personally the only real unit I can kind of highlight here is basically, Cooler. Final Form Cooler is pretty awesome, and he's pretty fantastic, and he's just a great unit all around. Honestly, it's always surprising when you see just how good he is as a unit, and the fact that he stood the test of time so well. He's really solid, he does a great job. He's just really impressive, and I think, for me, it's always impressive to see a unit last so long just on big attack stats and raw defense. I think it's something so impressive. Then we come to super strength, and I have some clear favorites here. Units like Strength Gogeta, who I think is really awesome. I'm a Gogeta stan comparative to Vegito, so I do prefer him. But I think both are really cool characters. Future Gohan, self-explanatory. Of course, I think he's a great unit, but I also love him as a character. And then, aside from that, there's some great units. Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku is awesome. I love using him. Problem is, unfortunately, his team is not as accessible as others. Goku Gohan I love using, although I wish I had dupes in mine. Future Gohan is probably like my 3rd or 4th favorite unit in the game right now. Because of his performance, yes, but also just his team, the way he works, and his animations are awesome. I've always loved Future Gohan. I've loved the special and everything, and I think it's great. Next, we have Strength Gogeta. His EZAs made him an incredibly useful unit, and his animations have always been top tier. So he's just a really awesome choice. Again, super solid, brings a lot to the table, and is tons of fun to use. Just a really, really awesome unit. You get Movie Piccolo and some other really useful units like that, but they're not favorites. Again, I'm talking units that I absolutely die to use. On the extreme inside, we have some pretty interesting options. We have Piccolo Jr., who's an absolute machine when it comes to just all content, but also animations and just performance. We have Merged Zamasu, Goku Black, just tons of great options here, and it's not to say they're the only ones, it's just the really good ones. For me, Piccolo Jr., his performances speak for themselves, but his leader skills good, his animations are top quality, and for me, at least when I look at him as a unit, I have to say that he brings back a lot of feelings about the good parts of Dokkan that I like. Having these moments celebrated from Dragon Ball. Merged Zamasu, Goku Black, obviously performance-wise, very, very good. A lot of these units actually are gonna cost you in AoE fights, but overall their performance is great. These are units that I like because, okay, they're all extreme int, but they're all similar in that when they hit their peaks, when you have everything go for them, when you get the heal off from Cell, when you get all the right orbs, when you get everything you need to cater to these units, they pop off. Like, they pop off. And that's how extreme units feel. They kind of feel like when you get the moment right, they cook, and then when you don't, they don't look too great. I guess Strength Final Form Cooler would probably fall into the same category overall. Then on this super side, I think Future Gohan's a great choice, Pan's a great choice, Gotenks, I love Gotenks, I think he's great. Due an EZA, but he's great. I want special mention for Inter Brienne as well. I think she's a very good unit. For Pepe Gals, which is due some updates. But my second favorite unit in the game, and it has to be obviously Trunks and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Great leader skill. They do need dupes now, I guess, to be a juggernaut in all content, but still so great. Still just so great. I know the restriction of them being a first art unit irritates some people, but for me, I personally just find them to be excellent. I find them to just do so much good work and really set up my teams. They've helped me complete so much content. They are really, honestly, just so good, at least from my perspective. Like I said, Inter Brienne, special mention, SS3 Bardock, and all of these are great units. I love using them, but they're not favorites. But all of them are great, niche in their own right. In Future Gohan, really awesome. I like him. Animations, top tier, absolutely class. Support in his base form, a tank to a certain degree in his second form, and good damage as well. Pan is kind of the, I guess, archetype for a good support unit. Support has solid defensive capabilities. Not a rock, but very good. And similar to Krillin, like Strength Krillin and her share this kind of vein of performance that they have that I think is very, very good. I'd like to also mention Jackie Chun and Goku. I love Super Saiyan Goku. I think he's great. His animations are awesome. He's a little bit behind the curve now, unfortunately, but he's awesome and I love using him. And Jackie Chun is also great. I think as a unit, he succeeds in showing that clever design and great animations can make even free-to-play units or something really special, and I love Jackie Chun. I think his animations, everything about him is just awesome. Next, we move on to the extreme tech side. Now, there's some great choices here. Rose Masu, Android 1718. I like Demon King Piccolo a lot. From an animation standpoint, I think he's really awesome and he's a cool free-to-play unit. But yeah, I think Android 1718 are probably what I would call great design coming in clutch. They can obviously get eaten for damage, but they have so much utility and usefulness. Then we look at Rose Masu. Yes, super attacks can cleave them, but they're great. And with the Goku Black kind of augments we've gotten, they look really solid. Janemba. it surprises me always, but Jinem is so good. The guard, the damage reduction, the support capabilities, yeah, it's a bit orb dependent. You have to be a bit careful with how you use them, but as a floating support, I actually find them to excel. I really do find them to be a top tier floating support for hard content. He really has done well for me. Obviously, special mention to units like the Dragon Ball Heroes ones. I'm not pointing them out because although I love them, they're not everyone's cup of tea and they are a bit inconsistent, and yeah, but I do love them. I summon on that banner for a reason. On the super tech side, I think it's obvious. I'm going to say Trunks. I don't think it takes a rocket scientist. I love all Trunks units by default, but I'm trying to not just select every Trunks, just to give some kind of non-biased view on everything. Tech Gogeta has aged a little bit, of course, but the kit these guys have and the animations they have just makes this unit so fun to use every time I use them. The animations are so crisp, the damage reduction, the scouter ability, just everything about them is awesome. Then we have the God Duo, who, much like the SS4s, I love. Now the difference is the God Duo for me still feel really solid on their team, whereas the SS4s feel like until we get full power Goku and until you get like the 8th anniversary LR, you kind of feel like you can't run them so much. And then obviously we have Tech Power Awakening Piccolo, who's just a great unit. I think people overrate him a little bit, but I'm not going to deny that he's one of the top units in the game. And he's a lot of fun. I like him. I think he's great. And what's cool about him is that key ability. You know, the ability for him to give the rest of rotation key really makes him quite malleable. Mr. Gohan, Tech Vegeta, honorable mentions. They're not my absolute favorites, but I do enjoy using them and often will pair them up with other units. Same with Carnival Goku. I think he's awesome and I enjoy using him. And all of these units are great. And there's more than these units that are great. It's just, that's my favorite, you know. On the AGL side, things get a little bit different here. So AGL is a bit of a mixed bag for me. A lot of these are performance based. I don't like Zamasu. I think is awesome. I'm not the biggest Zamasu fan, and Merge Zamasu has better animations, but he's great. Frieza is kind of not great nowadays, I guess, for super hard content, especially when you don't have him like Rainbow or anything. But I love him. I think he's awesome. His animations, top tier. His attack stats that he can get up to and just the wacky things you can do with that start of turn buff that he has. I really like this guy. He's not as great as he used to be, but he's awesome. It's like the inverse of Zamasu for me. Captain Ginyu, I'll talk about him a little bit more now. Majin Vegeta. Yes, Majin Vegeta is nowhere near the top units in the game. But this guy, there's something about him that I just enjoy so much. And he was my first Rainbow LR, so honorable mention for him. Captain Ginyu. Now this guy he carried so many of my early Red Zone runs because I didn't get the 7th year anniversary units. And he is a beast. He's an absolute machine. Love him to death. I think he's absolutely excellent. And on that note, I just want to mention Majin Vegeta, who I did skip earlier. But Majin Vegeta he's awesome. Like, for me, having got Majin Vegeta and being able to use him, there's so many situations where he's so good as a unit. And I truly think he's, just so class. His animations are great. His leader skills may be the only area where I feel like he's kind of weak. But overall, I really like Majin Vegeta. Like, I really like him. I wish I had more dupes in him. Obviously, Future Gohan and Trunks, I don't think this needs an explanation. If you've been watching this video or my channel, you'll understand. Obviously, this unit has to be up there for me, just because I like them. The Blue Boys, awesome card, great animations, fantastic kits. I actually enjoy using them a lot. I actually think they were very well designed, and I really enjoyed using them as units. Super Saiyan Gogeta. I mean, my first real big TUR. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that, and he continues to this day to be an excellent choice. Then we have Super Saiyan Gohan. Maybe starting to feel it a bit. I think his start of turn is not so great. He needs to be kind of catered to a little bit, but he's awesome. And finally, to end off, an AGL Trunks, which, yeah, obviously it had to be a Trunks. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Now, all these units are great. I think a lot more units are great in Dokkan. These are my favorite units, and I've given you kind of a reason why into most of them. And I hope you enjoyed that fact. I'd love to hear what your favorite units are. I think it's something that's always really cool. And I think at the end of the day, yeah, you know, like, everyone's got their own favorites for whatever reason. And I'd love to hear yours. I think it'll be really cool to hear. And it's something I enjoy hearing, because units and moments and clearing stages and what units have the best animations for you, and that's why you play Dokkan. So yeah, love to hear it. Let me know. Bye.